The first sorcery spell that we're going to be taking a look is at the Gravitational Missile. This one here is going to take 36 intelligence, but it's only going to cost you 18 FP. And you know, with the base game, gravity builds are very powerful. That is why this spell is going to be very powerful. As you guys are able to see there, it hits target, but at the same time, you know what gravity does? It does an explosion. So it's either going to bring the enemy in towards you, or it's really going to do like a shock wave where it's going to kick them out. In this case, pretty much just kicks the enemy out of place. So if you're hitting someone on the edge, definitely they're going to go over the edge. The next one we're going to be taking a look at is the Glintstone nail. This is a 18 intelligent attribute requirement. It only takes 12 FP cost, so it doesn't really take much for you to use it, but we're going to be able to take a look what it does. Now, this type of spell, I'm not in love with it. As you're able to see there, not only it takes a while to just pretty much go off, but on top of that, if you have enemies way too close to you, they're really going to get you really easily, and you can just end up and die really fast. So this spell, you really have to time it. It's best if you are shooting it when you are far away from an enemy, especially if it's a boss. But what I do like is all those glintstones that are just going at it and trying to hit the enemy. It does do some decent damage, but it's not the best one. The next one we're going to take a look is at the Roar of Rugala. Now, what do you guys think? An incantation or a spell? Which is your favorite? Let me know. Now, attribute is going to require is going to be faith, and it's going to take 25 FP. So it's going to use some of your FP. So you got to be managing that. But what it does is it does a really good damage. The next one is going to be Divine Bird Feathers. This incantation is going to take 24 for faith, but it's only going to cost 2 FP, in which you could probably just spam this all the way. What I like about this type of incantation is that it does a nice AoE damage, but it doesn't do a lot of damage at the same time. So if you have like light enemies that can go down very easy, it's probably the best way to use it. I wouldn't use it for with a boss because you might just go down too fast. This one here though, the Knight's Lightning Spear, it's a very powerful incantation. If you've played the base game, which I know all of you have because we're in the DLC, lightning hits hard, and it's one of the best things that you can use in Elden Ring. If you have a lightning build, trust me, you're not going to have a lot of trouble going into the DLC. It's going to require 36 faith. And what it does here, is hurls lightning spear while firing additional spears from the ancient dragon crest. FP cost is going to be 36. But what I like about this spell is that it's going to throw 1 in the middle, and then on top of that, it's going to follow with 5 additional of those lightning spears, which, as you're able to see this against this boss, it's hitting him hard. And if you have it in combination with a summon, oh my goodness, you can melt any boss really easy and really fast. And you're able to see here, I like the effect because it's really beautiful, but the damage is what really stands out. And this is probably not even optimized to hit very hard, and it's already just melting the boss down. Look at that, 3,000 hits. You're going up to 4,000, which is really crazy, really fast. It does take some stamina and of course some FP, so you got to manage that. But once you manage that, you are going to be very deadly. This next one, it's very OP if you know how to use it. It's going to be the aspects of the crucible bloom. This one's going to create a Miranda flower, and as you're going to be able to see, it does take 27 faith and only 20 of your FP cost. But if you are able to use this, I would probably tell you with a summon in combination, and if you time this correctly, look at the amount of damage, almost 3,000 on one single use of this aspect of the Crucible Bloom. It really does an amazing damage on probably on enemies, because enemies are so large that it's really going to catch every single of those crucible blooms that are just going down on the ground, and is just going to melt a boss really fast. This next one is going to be the pest thread spears. This one here is going to require 26 faith and is going to take about 28 FP costs. What I like about this incantation is that look at it, all those two spears are going right at it, and those are just targeted. That means that it's going to target the enemy. It does somewhat decent damage. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but I'm sure this is not really optimized to hit hard. So having the right talismans, having the right combinations, crack tiers, all of that is just going to melt anything. Now, this next spell is going to be the Miriam's vanishing, and this is probably one of the coolest things in the DLC. Not only were mage just pretty much broken in Elden Ring, on the base game, you can melt anything with any spell. This one's going to take intelligence 26, and it's only going to cost you 9 FP. But what this does is this teleportation. So if an enemy comes at you and you just teleport right away, you can just juke them really fast. Not only this thing is going to be really strategical when you're using it in PvP, but it's also going to be a lot of fun when you're using it on PvE. Just take a look at this boss, gets near him, and then he just does that teleportation and gets out of trouble really fast. Now, out of all those different type of incantations and spells, let me know which is your favorite one. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn that notifications to all, because we will be bringing to you every single thing about Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.